Hello everybody, welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. So as usually we start on the DXY and I'm now looking at the monthly chart, and what can we see on the monthly chart? We are sitting still at this monthly lows here, and you can see it's very nice holding the price up, and we are now forming on this monthly candle already a bullish candle. It's not a close yet, we need to wait some 2 more weeks to have this monthly bullish candle close, but I can see the DXY is getting stronger, and we took also some liquidity from this week from the monthly low. You can see it took 2 times liquidity, and yeah, very nice to see, because I can see then the banks and institutes like to push the price up and the retail traders wanted to go down there on the lower time frame. So I will go to the weekly. My weekly bias is still bearish because we had here our high. This week go over into each other. So this is one impulse for me. And we are at the same low. So what we expect in a bearish market, we expect the same high. So that's why the DXY wants to go to the upside, because we can complete this natural W, same lows. So we expect same highs, and we can see this is a nice selling point where the sellers can kick in again from. We can see I saw last week that we could have a potential another liquidity taken from that weekly wicks here. But yeah, we didn't do that. So you can see already the weekly bullish impulse of candle close that it is. So this is an indication that the bulls are present and that we can go more to the downside after an impulse. We expect some correction, and then we can make that impulse again for potentially making here at shoulder 2 inverted and shoulders. Not the clearest one, because this is one impulse, so you can see it as a really small one where the liquidity can be taken from. So I went to the daily. So what I can see on the daily now is the daily is still bearish for me after that bullish impulsive move. We are still bearish because this was our last high and this is our new low. So everything between that is just a correction for potential more downside momentum. What I want to see is, for an indication of bullish move, is we need to close above that line, black line where the wicks came back to. So we want to see a break here of that daily candle, and then we could make potential correction for potentially making that shoulder 1, head shoulder 2, which is aligning with that weekly inverted and shoulders with that bullish gem within that. So very nice to see. Then you have also that ascending trend line here holding the price up around that shoulder 1 region. So that's what I can see on the daily that can happen. And if I go to the 4 hour now, well, I can see on the 4 hour price is very impulsive moving. If you have here some diesel with red candle and then a second one, third, yeah, then we can go back to the downside and make that potential inverted and shoulders, not the confirmed one, but it's an indication of them. So yeah, the DXY is looking very bullish. I think I expect the price to go, yeah, go and break this to make that reversal pattern. That's what I can see after that weekly bullish impulsive candle close, after that monthly liquidity got taken and the weekly also. So then the first one, GBPUSD. So GBPUSD on the weekly, what can we see on the weekly? We can see we are bullish, because this was our low and this is our new high. Low, higher high, because these weeks go all the way over into each other. So this is one impulse for me. So what I can see also is, okay, we can see this as a smaller higher low, and this is our higher high. So the price wants to come back to that IC, where is a nice resistance support region. So it's a very nice supply and demand zone. We have that weekly impulsive bearish candle close. Okay, that's no problem, because the daily is still bullish. The daily for me is still bullish because we have here our low, this is our high. We have that bullish M that can play out. We are now at the daily lows. We are also breaking it. So we can go for the fake out. So I have here an indicational trend line, just structural trend line holding the price up like this. You can do it also more like this. You can see. So the price is coming very impulsively to the downside. So I went to a 4-hour, and what I did on the 4-hour was I adjusted my 4-hour false break zone from this lows here, this lows till that black line. So what I want to see is potentially a bullish candle close after the market got open, bullish candle close, and then a second one tapping, and then we can trade the diesel. Then we have 4 candles, 3 candles in our box, and then if the third closes, then I can take my limit like this for around the daily TP. Yeah, it will be around 7%. I can take 7% because we are at the daily low, so this can be a potential entry or just a pattern. Then we can have here like this shoulder 1, head shoulder 2, or a kind of a bullish M like this, or potentially more upside momentum. This can happen. We'll see what will happen there at GBPUSD because the DXY can go a little bit further to the upside. Then we can have here some more downside momentum, and then we can have some correction after that impulse from the DXY, and then we can go on GBPUSD long. So then the next second one, GBPNZD, also GBP pair. So what I can see on the weekly, what I can see right now is okay, we are bullish on the weekly. We have here this bullish M pattern that is sitting with us. I think if I take my Fibonacci here from the low here to the high, you tap the 78.60 and the price rejected on that. The only thing we didn't tap is that I see between all the blue candles, you have one red candle. Normally it works like a magnet, and we can have some more downside momentum to tap this IC to have some liquidity for more upside momentum because the trend is still bullish. So this can happen, and then we can make the fake out that is possible, the fake out. So the fake out flag. So we have a weekly bullish candle close. I can still look for daily bullish momentum because the weekly is bullish, and on the daily we are also bullish because on the daily we had here our high, low, high, lower, low. We broke it. We broke this high here. We broke it, so we can make a potential indicational shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, reversal pattern. We are indicational bullish. It's not a confirmation because we can still come back very heavily and go to the downside to tap that IC. It's not a confirmation trend switch. The only confirmation trend switch is if we have after that reversal pattern a bullish M for more upside momentum. So yeah, what I want to see after that impulse is some corrective nature counter to the trend here, and then we can go more to the upside to the daily minus 27. That's what I want to see for GBPNZD right now. Then GBPAUD, this is looking very nice for me because the weekly is very bullish because we have here our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg coming back till that IC. So it took some liquidity from that IC, weekly blue zone, weekly zone, that I drew here. So we have also that ascending trend line on the weekly also with us. We have our first touch, second touch, third touch, and a candle rejected from that ascending trend line also. So very nice to see. So I went to the daily then, and we have also our daily weekly bullish candle close as indicational. So what I can see, the daily ascending trend line is very nice, holding the price up. The only thing on the daily, we are bearish. So we have our high, we had a new low, high, lower low. We have that bearish W against us, but the weekly bullish candle is indicating me, okay, the weekly bulls are present from that weekly institutional candle. We have that ascending trend line. We have a daily bullish pattern against the daily trend. So with that weekly indicational candle close, I can look for that daily bullish M against the daily trend. So we have that bullish M. So I want to see the price going back to that daily higher low here for taking some entry to go potentially more up, going up to the upside, because this can be all correction. This can be all correction for potentially more downside momentum. Because we have here our high and this is our new low, so everything between that can be a correction for more downside momentum. That's what I can see for GBPAUD. So the price can come back after an impulse. We have some small correction, and then we can go into that bigger correction for potentially making that bearish W here. This is even a natural W, I think. Yeah, it's a natural, same low, same high. So we expect the price to come back till the daily highs for potentially going more to the upside or going back to the downside to have a bigger correction from that weekly trend. So that's possible. Then CADCHF, this is normally the last one for my most interested pairs that I'm looking at. So CADCHF. So if I went to the weekly, what can we see on the weekly? We have a nice bearish trend with that descending trend line. First touch, second touch, and third touch aligning with that bearish candle close. Very nice indicational candle close. Then we can see we have that bearish W, and we tap the first structure as support here, which can become as resistance, which is already acted like that with a weekly red candle. So I went then to the daily because the weekly is clear for me, and on the daily you can see that weekly zone is very nice, holding the price down. You had here some clear support, and now you have here some clear resistance, deceleration, holding the price down. That's why we went to the downside. The price had some difficulties to go up. So what I can see, the same scenario as GBPAUD. We have a potential indicational bullish trend, shoulder 1 here at shoulder 2. So I expect the price to come back till our shoulder 1 zone for potentially going more to the upside because the daily is indicational bullish. So what I want to see is the weekly is bearish. You have a descending trend line. You have that weekly candle. So I can take a bearish W against the daily trend, and I want to see the daily coming back till the daily lower higher. We have here some kind of descending trend line here. I guess on the 4-hour it will be more clear. And then we can take this trade all the way to the shoulder 1 region, which would be nice after that impulsive new leg move, low, high. We expect correction against the daily trend for potential more upside momentum. So that's what I can see. These are the most interested pairs that I'm looking at right now. I will go over the less interested pair that needs to have some more days for me. So like USD CHF, you can see here, this is more like a bull flag. You can see the third touch and we go to the upside. So we can expect a break of that, or we can go again short after that being of correction touch to take some more weekly liquidity for going back up to the upside. So that's why I can see then Euro NZD potential bearish W that can play out. So I want to see a touch of that IC, because between all the red candles you have one blue candle. It's working like a magnet. That's why the price is going to the upside to want to tap that zone. So yeah, then Euro CHF is more dangerous because we are at the weekly lows here, and what I want to see is a weekly liquidity zone that got taken here, and then I can take a 4-hour pattern to go to the upside because the trend was still bullish. So this is one whole correction on its own. You can see impulse, and then you have that correction against the weekly driver for potential more upside momentum. So that's also a very nice thing to see. So yeah, on the daily, we can just have a pattern there, high, low. We have the same lows. We expect the same highs. It's a lower potential trade to take again back that short, but you can take it. You can take it. So then Euro GPY on the daily, you have here also your bullish M. You have here your low, high. Price is at these daily lows. So what you can see on the 4-hour, you want to see a pattern. I think the price can come back till a 4-hour daily zone of interest to make it diesel, because if you want to trade a pattern, that bullish M, so this bullish M, it will tap this previous lower higher, so it's invalid, or you can make a pattern within a pattern, shoulder 1 here, head shoulder 2, then with that bullish M, yeah, then the Fibonacci will be not aligning, so it needs to go, yeah, a lot. It needs to go very heavily to the upside and then having some correction after it. So this can, yeah, can be some few days when it will happen. So I expect maybe a diesel here at this daily zone. So we will see what will happen. What will happen first. Then GBP CAD, head and shoulders potentially, shoulder 1, head shoulder 2 potentially. Price is already having some support at this weekly resistance, which is acting as support, which can go over into a bigger correction on that weekly because the weekly is still bullish. So this can happen also. Then NZD CAD, the NZD CAD, shoulder 1 here, head, shoulder 2 can potentially form with that smaller bearish W against trend that can play out in a further correction to the downside. This can happen too. Then NZD CHF, shoulder 1, yeah, shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 can happen. The reversal after that weekly support zone that got stabbed, we acted like resistance here, which got some sellers, so we can expect maybe an hand and shoulders to play out. And then CHF GPY, we had here our bullish M on daily, low, high. This is all correction for potentially more upside momentum. And the price is moving very correctively, so I expect a daily low touch, and then we can go to the daily minus 27 after a pattern or diesel. So on the 4-hour, you can see it already. It's making here this high, new low, so everything between that is just correction for potential more downside momentum. The price is having some difficulties here, already making a diesel after that daily IC here, daily white zone. We tapped it, took some liquidity, and we can go to the downside. So that's what I can see for this week. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and see you next week. Bye.